In the dark there lies a tale, hey, with Joshua Joseph's voice. And beside him Viking Storm stays, they speak with no choice. From the deep and blackened waters, where the secrets wail and cry, they pull back forgotten covers, exposing murky lies. What you hear cannot be unseen, a saga from the waves. Conspiracies unravel in the dark, as depths become our graves. They talk of ghostly whispers, an ancient treasure's call, with theories wrapped in shadows, the waters deep and all. The oceans hide their secrets well, but not from this dark crew. Joshua and Viking Storm, they seek, they find what's true. What you hear cannot be unseen, a saga from the waves. Conspiracies unravel in the dark, as depths become our graves. The oceans hide their secrets well, but not from this dark crew. Joshua and Viking Storm, they seek, they find what's true. What you hear cannot be unseen, a saga from the waves. Conspiracies unravel in the dark, as depths become our graves. As depths become our graves.
Welcome home, window lickers. Isn't it a great Saturday night? Something to talk about, something to be, something to see. And that is Conspiracies at Seas with me, the voice, Joshua Joseph, and my co-captains, my crew that I rely on when we go in, we navigate these seas of conspiracies. You got Viking Storm over there and young Jamie Luna herself. How are you guys doing? How has it been? And what have you been into lately?
Oh God, it's been great, man. Last weekend we had Frontline go on, and out of nowhere, Kevin showed up from your crew. That was freaking awesome to see. It was a great night for Frontline.
Yes.
A lot of good matches. I was disappointed because Backwoods Brown actually didn't show up. Wasn't even there. But seeing Kevin was a total, good exchange there. Like seeing him show up out of nowhere is cool.
You gotta
That was
love
really
that.
dope. Seeing him run into the ring and attack somebody and then go off. Yeah, it was great. That happened, and so that means he's gonna have some kind of storyline in Frontline, which I like. That means he's gonna be more involved, which I like to see. Because
You-
we've seen Annie there, and the whole time I was like, she's over the announcer desk, but we don't see Kevin anywhere. And the whole time he was just in the back this whole fucking time. I didn't know, and then he ran out of nowhere. It was great to see.
Well,
It
that's a
was
good
great.
thing about window lickers. We breed creeps, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah, dude. He showed up out of nowhere.
you gotta
That
love it.
happened. We had a great unsanctioned match, which was with Ben McCoy, the owner, and Joey Avalon, and that was great. It was awesome. Actually, we there was a table where Hornswoggle and his and Tank Team Move were at with somebody else, and then they cleared their stuff off after they left, right?
Yeah.
So we were sitting there, and um I think it was actually intermission, wasn't it? Yeah, it was during the intermission. That's when this happened. We were sitting there, and um we had food at this table that they had left out, right? And so I was still sitting there. I was just chilling. Luna went to the bathroom, and my brother was like, "Oh, getting a drink." And all of a sudden, here comes Joey just bringing Ben over and just smashes him on the table in front of him. And my brother's, oh no, my brother's actually down talking to my dad. Here, my brother's ghost was actually sitting on the table, his energy drink. And then Joey came Ben over, and I hear my brother yell, "No!" And I was gonna go to grab for him, but I didn't have time. And I was like, "Oh shit!" I got the fuck out of there, out of the seat. And here, just Ben got smashed on the table. It was great. It was a great show that happened. And also, I sent you the pictures of it, but what's really cool is in the game, Retromania Wrestling, which is a game that's on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Uh, Jake Parnell wrestles for us. He's the Nihilist in Frontline, but he's actually also known as the Warhorse. In other places, he's actually in Retromania Wrestling, and I actually got his edition of the game. He had it there. He was selling it for the regular price that you buy it online, and yeah, you get a code and everything. It's his version of it on the outside and the inside. It's a reverse cover. He signed it, and you also get some other things. You get a sticker that's Colt Cabana actually on the inside too. So it's really cool. Yeah, I got that, and I got a Penta shirt also.
Ah,
Yeah,
love
dude,
that,
I got a
man.
Penta shirt. It's nice.
Yeah, you gotta love all the things that you can get at an indie show
Oh
nowadays.
yeah, the
Yeah.
people we were that I bought the stuff from was the same guy I bought that Von Erich from.
Mm-hmm.
The $90 one, that very special edition figure. Yeah, that one that's like my prized possession collectible right now. I got that from him. He's actually going to be at the show in Oshkosh in May called the WaterCon, Watertown Con, WaterCon. Yeah, something like that. It's an indie show though. Like JBL is going to be there. Sean Benjamin, Santino Morella, um, Take Team Demolition from back in the day. Uh, uh, what's his name? He's the one that came back last year. The India dude who came back last year, and nobody liked him. Uh, he used to be champ way back in the day. There's the Middle Eastern guy.
I'm drawing a blank, man.
In Mahal. He'll
Ah,
be, he'll be there. I think Buddy. No, it's somebody I can't remember. I seen the other day. They'll be there. There's some other guys, but also Chris Van Vliet will be there. Who's the one that's interviewed all these guys? Like everybody. That
yep.
guy. Yeah, he'll be there as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. But they'll actually be there as well. We were talking about what it's like to go through the whole con and everything and like what goes on. So yeah, that happened and all. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it
Other
sounds like you
than
guys had a good last weekend going out there at Frontline.
Oh God, Frontline's been fun. It's been a blast. We've had some really good indie shows.
Yeah,
Looking forward to this year.
they're definitely a indie promotion that is climbing the ranks.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, other than that, that's true for us. I mean, other than that, it's weird. Like 2 years ago, last year, year and a half, 2 years, they've been like dying for us to buy Teslas all the time, which is just weird.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like it's like buy a Tesla and okay, buy a Tesla. They're not that great though. Nah. I'll take my truck all day long over a Tesla. I will never buy those ugly cyber trucks. God, they're fucking gross. And Teslas are cool. They're cool drag cars, but they only got so much. And then, nowadays they just all these retards just want us to burn them the fuck down. And I don't know why.
Retard Nation! Retard, Utard, Retard Nation! Retard, Utard, Retard Nation! Retard, Utard, Retard Nation! Retard.
Well, wow. Coming out the gates blazing there, Viking.
Whoops.
You're just standing on 10 toes and really letting people know.
I mean, God, I don't get it. And then all these people, and then there was that guy literally 2 days ago or yesterday. Dude, pink hair and whatnot and shirt and total leftist looking person.
Yeah.
Ran up, and this dude was right by his Cybertruck, and he, they all have those orbital cameras, 360 cameras on them.
Yeah.
They recorded him going to this guy's Cybertruck, and it's for his business. It's all black. It was really nicely painted, and you know, and he goes up and just kicks the side of it, and they recorded it, and that guy went and got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they don't understand that technology has moved forward, and I believe there's 9 cameras on a Tesla. And we have a fan chiming in. It's House over there on IYH, and he's asking, what the hell is going on here? Well, this is Conspiracies at Sea's House. This is what we do, and if you chimed in with our video drop, that's pretty much how we feel. People protesting something that they were not just a year ago were championing and demanding people buy.
And you know what's funny is this whole time they was trying to say that Republican side and everything is all they're the worst, they're horrible. We're not the ones going around burning Teslas.
And that's a good point, because you can definitely go back to the Bud Light issue, and that was a
Exactly.
conservative issue.
They
and
just
nobody
didn't buy it. You just
they
didn't
just
buy
didn't
it.
buy it.
Not gonna lie, I've never liked Bud Light or Budweiser. I'm not
Dude, exactly.
Which tastes like ass to me. Okay, I drink Coors Banquet, not Coors Light. Coors Banquet, the Golden Beer. I love it.
Fancy pants
I
over
love Coors
there.
Banquet.
Old
Otherwise, if you
Viking
live here in
Storm.
Wisconsin, you drink Spotted Cow. We all love
So you
Spotted
can
Cow.
get that specific brand out on the seas when you're out there, or do you stock up before you go out? How does
Stock
that
up.
work? Is there like a
I really
Uber,
stock up.
or
Huh?
is there a door ship that comes out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I don't know how
Then
the
there's
seas
Barnacles
work.
Eats,
Oh, you gotta love Viking. He definitely I don't know if he really enjoys playing in my world when I bring that stuff up, but he always plays along. So you got to give him some type of award for that. So we win there. So Viking, let's let him know, and Luna, let's let him know what we're going to be talking about tonight. And that is going to be well, some would say the shot heard around the world in 2024. I like to call it the shot that changed the election, really.
Yeah.
And it really did, because that after that moment,
You can't look any more badass than you do pumping your fist in the air while chanting USA.
yeah,
Like there's you're in your bloody ear, you're covered in blood, holding your ear, like chanting USA.
yeah. I
Like
mean,
you can't look any more badass as a candidate.
it definitely fell into his favor.
Oh yeah, that and his mugshot.
And the mugshot,
The
yes.
mugshot was gangster.
People were making shirts off of that as soon as it dropped. I don't blame them, because you can make money off of that. But we're going to dive even into more. We're going to dive into the shooter himself. We're going to dive into some theories around it associated with BlackRock. And we're also going to touch into a little bit of what the building that he was on. My co-host Viking and Luna are going to we're going to get into all of this. Everybody has their own section in which what we're going to talk about. So let's set up what took place. We got Grun chiming in here. We always got to pay respect to Grunmeister. If the shot doesn't happen, it's a much closer election. That's very true, Grun. Very true.
Grun was there. He could have totally just penny pinched that bullet out of the air. It wouldn't even hit Trump.
Oh yeah, Grun. If he was on, dude, Grun on your security detail, you can do whatever you want. Nobody's touching you. So, okay, all right, guys, here we go. If I were Vegeta. All right, Grun.
Why do I imagine that being a thing in Dragon Ball Z now that Vegeta would fucking do it?
Now it's Grun. Grun is Vegeta. Remember that from here on out, fans.
The blue-eyed villain, isn't he? Vegeta always wore blue.
Was it blue? It was like a bluish screen.
It was blue.
Blue? Okay. You're probably right. It's been a while since I dove into Dragon Ball. Okay, so let's hit up the what led up to this. So the incident took place on July 13th, 2024, at the campaign rally held in Butler Farm Show grounds, a large open field in Butler County, Pennsylvania, uh, a rural Trump supporting area about 35 miles north of Pittsburgh. So, Viking, Luna, let me ask you guys, do you guys remember this day at all? What were you guys doing? What was happening for you?
I think I found out about it. What day was it? Wasn't it a Wednesday or Tuesday this happened, right?
Now, this was a Saturday.
Okay. What I think it was is we were sitting here trying to remember that day. I just remember I seen something about I mentioned Lou that Trump got shot. It was on YouTube and it was everywhere, and I was like, "Oh shit, what is this?" And we looked at it and like what the fuck? And it's huge.
Yeah.
And there was the one picture of the shooter released with the Demo Ranch shirt at that time, and immediately, everybody's like, "Oh my god, Demo Ranch is involved." No, but I mean, we've talked about that,
Yeah.
and there's no way. I mean, he just literally this last week quit YouTube because he announced retirement actually like 2 months ago. That he's the biggest gun tuber in YouTube. He makes millions. He's owns a resort. I think now he's selling it. It's too much. He wants to retire. He wants to grow up with his kids,
Yeah.
and he wants to watch them because he's older. He has 3 kids. He wants to watch them grow up. So he quit YouTube. And Matt Carricker, who is Demolition Ranch, is the last person in the world you could ever see being behind something so stupid. He's known as the most, the greatest YouTuber for gun tubers there is, and for a large community. And so I think a lot of that was trying to be angled towards him. Like, oh, maybe he's involved, and that's what was
Well,
done
it's a
with the
it's a
shirt.
scapegoat to throw everybody off of what's happening.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, that to me has been, thrown out. No one even really paying attention to that aspect anymore. I think it was he pretty much did everything he could to rule his name and his brand away from that. And plus, let's be honest, people. If you're Looney Tunes enough to go after somebody, you're gonna wear whatever it is you're wearing. I mean, people can support whatever they want. It's their own actions and their own things is which we need to look into, not what they're listening to. And I mean, unless they're listening to somebody directly tell them, I don't know, maybe CIA, but we'll get into that. So
speaking of 3-letter agencies, isn't it? I'm just saying here really quick. Isn't it weird that this shooter had no problem getting up on this roof and being unseen?
and we will get into that. You are getting way too podcasty right now. We will get into that.
I knew you had that written down somewhere.
I'm gonna have to do what I do to Grun. Okay, so the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, a 20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, about 50 miles away.
Megamind.
About 50 miles away from Butler, had been planning something for a while. In the months leading up to the attack, he received multiple packages marked hazardous material at his home. On July 7th, he visited the rally site for about 20 minutes. Having registered to attend the day before, on July 12th, he practiced with his rifle, an AR-15 style DPMS Panther Arms weapon with a red dot sight at a shooting range. His online activity showed sustained interest in planning an attack, searching for events involving both Trump and President Joe Biden, as well as information on explosives. Once the Butler rally was announced, he zeroed in on it as a target for opportunity. Researching the site laid out for Trump's speaking position.
So I actually have something to add on to the searching thing that you may not know about, and that was found out later on, is there was a game on Steam that he actually used. It was like an aimbot thing, or it was like to better do your reaction speed and your aiming. And it was a game on Steam, and he commented that good game or something like that. And this was the day before the assassination.
Hmm.
Yeah, just to add on to that tidbit of things that he was actually looking up at. So I figured maybe you didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean that just adds into this kid. I mean, and if people, and when we're talking about this stuff, we want you all to understand that we're just going through what we're researching and what we're looking through. Even though it was a part of what happened to us, and I know I probably should have hit you all with this at the very beginning before we started talking, but sometimes THC takes a little hold of me, and yeah, and I forget these things. Luna, our young Jamie, is supposed to remind me of these things. She's supposed to be the responsible one.
She's been doing lots of research over there.
But she's been researching, so we'll hit you now with it.
Disclaimer. The theories and opinions discussed on this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They are strictly speculative and should not be taken as factual or authoritative. The views expressed are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent established facts or expert consensus. Listener discretion is advised!
One of the best bangers for a disclaimer out there. That is courtesy of us here. All words were provided by Luna, making us safe to what we can talk about. So, as you can tell with the first bit of what we were talking about, we're talking about the Butler shooting attempt on Trump. We just got done talking a little bit about the shooter, Thomas Crooks, and Viking added in the indie game he was playing, which kind of goes into a little bit of what we're going to get into behind Thomas, because I just seen what Luna put on there. Yes, we do bang that shit hard. That's how we do it. That's how we hit a disclaimer. But this young man, and I know Luna and Viking, you can both vouch for me. There was a lot of information that was hard to find in researching this. A lot of the research comes directly out of Gronk, the version 3. A lot of what you hear from me, a lot of other things will be things that I experienced on those days and afterwards. So getting back into Thomas here, they're saying there was no specific prior threat flagged by the FBI or Secret Service, though the latter had recently increased Trump's security detail due to the unrelated intelligence about an Iranian plot against him. Local law enforcement, including the Butler Township Police and Pennsylvania State Police, were assisting. But the day was also busy with over 100 heat-related emergencies reported at the rally. So a bit of a busy day for
so people were having heat strokes.
They were having heat-related issues because apparently it was pretty hot out there. I mean, it's the middle of summer. You're out there in the heat. There was no real shade.
It was wide open.
Yeah, it was a wide open field. So kind of an interesting thing. It's very interesting though. Over 100 heat related.
And there really wasn't that many police there too. It was very thin on security.
Yeah. And then you add his detail on which he had. So the day of the attempt, July 13th, 2024. On the morning of July 13th, Crooks brought a 5-foot ladder drove to the rally site. The event drew thousands despite 90-degree weather heat or 90-degree heat. With attendees screened by Secret Service before entry, Trump took to the stage after 6 p.m., greeted by a friendly crowd in a county that had voted heavily for him in 2016 and 2020. So around 6:08, Crooks is spotted on the roof of a AGR building about 400 feet from the stage by local SWAT team members from Beaver County. He'd been seen earlier acting suspiciously, lurking with a backpack, bike, and rangefinder. But communication breakdown meant this didn't reach Trump's Secret Service detail in time. At 6:11 p.m., he fired eight rounds from his AR-15. One bullet grazed Trump's upper right ear as he turned to point at an immigration chart, a moment he later credited with saving his life. Another bullet killed Corey Competitor. Sorry if I get your name wrong. I completely apologize. A 50-year-old husband and father shielding his family, while two other attendees, David Jake Dutch, 57, and James Koppenhaver, 74, were critically injured but survived. Secret Service agents swarmed Trump, who ducked behind the podium within seconds. A Butler County ESU sniper hit Crooks' rifle, disturbing his attack, and 10 seconds later, a Secret Service counter sniper killed him. Trump, bloodied and defiant, stood, raised his fist, and mouthed "fight" 3 times as agents rushed him off stage by 6:13. He was
Shane Gillis, the
Butler-
special agent up there.
I'm sorry?
Shane Gillis, the special agent up there. The one that couldn't get her gun out.
Yeah. He was taken to Butler Memorial Hospital, treated and released, flying to New Jersey that night. Yeah. I agree with you on that statement.
Or couldn't put her gun away or pull it? I can't remember.
She couldn't do much. And nothing against
Shane Gillis. Everybody
Yeah.
made that comparison.
Yeah. It was definitely I don't know. There was a lot of mishaps on that day. There was a lot of things that didn't
Remember,
make sense.
they gave them shitty Secret Service agents that day.
Yeah.
Because remember, they didn't like any of them. Like most of them didn't like any of them.
Yeah.
Because Trump said that something, but he didn't like most of them.
Yeah.
Because they asked for extra agents for security, I believe, and they denied them multiple times.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, at that time, if everybody goes back and remembers, RFK Jr. was also denied Secret Service at the time, and he was a running candidate at that time. I mean, and to deny him any type of Secret Service is crazy because, I mean, you can think what you want about hey Nick, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Nick is a fellow streamer. He does a fantastic job over there on his channel. Go check him out. Definitely a voice to listen to in the wrestling community. But yeah, I don't know. I was at my parents' house on this day. There was a softball tournament we were at. It happened. We almost witnessed a live assassination on television.
Yeah.
To think like what they said that he credits it to saving his life. It's extraordinary. It's one of those moments that you can't ever explain. Why in that moment did he turn his head? Why in that moment was it were we seconds away? Because that's an impossible shot to line up.
And with a red dot on AR-15 from that far away,
Yeah.
what? You know, as I recall, you told me something about who his parents were.
Yes. Yes, we will.
And I think that may have something to do with the reason why he might be able to make that shot, with some, I don't know, really great training.
Well, I honestly think that he wasn't that bad of a shot. I mean, he practiced. It's
Yeah.
just it's one of those moments, like I said, it you can't explain it. It's one of those things that you're just never going to be able to explain until
I mean, with the AR-15, I mean, a 5.56 traveling that far, 400 feet.
with a rangefinder also. So
Yeah, but remember, I wanted to pull up that we've actually talked about this on the podcast before, but why he had the rangefinder possibly is we mentioned as being a photographer could have looked like that. We already talked about that before.
yeah. But I mean, if you have skill in shooting, you're going to know exactly how
Oh,
to
yeah.
use that thing, and you're going to know what's going to set up your best shot. I mean, I do like your explanation on it, though. I will
Yeah.
say that.
Like that's the only logical thing that comes to mind for me at the rally, like why you would have a rangefinder is photography. If you want to get the best angle from a distance, because you know what your camera could be like very clear at from a distance, like you want to know the max range that you should be would be a rangefinder.
But remember back just a couple paragraphs I was talking when they said that he was spotted walking around. He just didn't have a rangefinder.
I know.
He had a ladder and a bike with him at the same time. So I don't know, there
Like it's not like he was trying to hide. That's the weird thing, okay?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is like he was trying to get caught. And
pretty
they
much.
didn't once find him suspicious with the ladder
Well, what rally have you ever
in the
been to
bag.
or ever seen where somebody's carrying around a ladder?
Yeah.
My wife's chiming in. Stupid ass Florida fucked up my bracket. So that's always great. So okay. So we have the shot that happens. We have Trump standing up, blood coming down, fight. Crowd goes nuts. We have a gentleman who he gave his life for his family. He protected what was the most important thing to him at that moment. And that's horrible. I mean, it really, as a dad, it fills me with sadness. And I know for you, Viking, as a human, it filled you with sadness. You have loved ones and you would protect them. You're just that type of guy. And that's what we had here. And honestly, I did find out something new. I didn't know he got off 8 shots.
Yeah,
I
8
thought he
shots.
only
That
got off
surprised
2.
me when you said 8 shots. I thought it was like 3.
3. Okay.
And the fact that what also surprises me is it was the loco sniper unit for the SWAT team that was there that shot that rifle, right? Okay, and then it took the CIA 10 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the elite trained for this shit. It took you 10 seconds as a sniper. What?
Yeah, it should have been
After
bang,
8
bang.
fucking shots?
Yeah.
Like you didn't get him within the first 2?
That's
what the fuck?
It's crazy, man. I mean, there's a lot to unfold with this specific event. I mean, like we talked about, the attack left 1 spectator dead, the shooter
And
dead,
others injured,
2 injured, with Trump wounded but stable. The FBI took over the lead investigation agencies, classifying it as a assassination attempt with potential domestic terrorism. By early July 14th, the identified crooks had begun searching his home and car, finding suspicious devices later deemed safe. Over 100 interviews and 100 of digital tips followed, with the public urged to submit more via FBI.gov/Butler. The Secret Service faced immediate scrutiny. Witnesses had pointed out crooks on the roof minutes before the shooting, yet he went undetected by Trump's detail. Local SWAT reported no face-to-face briefing with Secret Service agents, and different agencies operated on separate radio frequencies, hampering coordinations. Kimberly Cheadle, Secret Service director, resigned on July 23rd after testifying to Congress, where she struggled to explain all of these lapses. Which,
Yeah.
when you're
She
the head of
struggled
something,
really fucking hard.
yeah, I mean, when you're the head of something, you have to, well, first off, you're going to be held accountable for everything. That's just the name in the game, and that's equality. If you really want me to get into that, which I know we all don't, so we'll move past that. But I don't know, Viking or Luna, if you guys watched her
I seen
hearing.
clips of it.
It was god awful.
It was horrendous.
Like, if anybody was in any type of position of hiring, that would have been a immediate
She
fire.
was an absolute fucking shit show. And
Yeah.
you know what? It was like if I'm gonna say it was like if Kamala Harris was running the CIA.
Well, you said it, Viking. You
Am I
definitely said that
fucking
one.
wrong?
Nope, I'm behind you on it too. I'm definitely with you on that one. It was
Fucking
just
brain
atrocious.
dead to the extreme.
Exactly. In which, now, fans, I want to make this clear, in which we're going to hear a lot where we did discuss what the FBI had to say. By all means, I want you to understand this. And three-letter agencies, if you're listening, I want you to understand this. I trust you none. Nothing.
Absolutely fucking
Not
not.
a goddamn word that comes out of your mouth. I trust nothing. Cash Patel, I love you.
Oh,
And
I love
hope,
Cash Patel. Oh, I fucking love that man.
I hope you actually do what you said you're going to do. And I will accept your lateness on the Epstein release, because I understand where you guys are coming from on that. But give us something. We need something.
Yeah, because there's something supposed to be released, and come on, we want it.
Yeah.
I
we
get
want
that some things may have to be stricken. You know, you don't know. You don't know. There may be certain things that just, shouldn't see the light of day, possibly from the Epstein stuff. There might be, some things that are just a bit too far too. You gotta think too, okay? Maybe, this involves people. This is young girls that were used against their will for disgusting things.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe they're trying not to have their names involved to protect them. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I see what
There may be
what-
many legal things going on, and they're trying to help them find these people and,
yeah.
get the full facts. So there could be a lot going on with it.
Yeah. And we have you and Grun pretty much on the same page with this. I will say this, guys, from following it, from listening to Cash and Pam, they have a lot building. There's a
Mhm.
lot coming out, and there's over 200 victims that they are trying to give their moment
Exactly.
to. So it is coming. It's just, I know. Trust me, I know. I've heard it. There's a possibility they're protecting the funny little hat people. Totally get that. But just, we have to sit back and we have to take a pump. We have to pump. We always tell the liberals and Democrats that Trump speaks with grandiose things. He's a showman. There was a lot of showmanship that came front day one release, all that stuff. When Cash got in charge and Cash is looking through it and Pam is looking through it, there's a lot going on. We have to pump the brakes. But getting back to this, where we're at with the FBI's probe into the shooting. Grun, I'll give you your 5 minutes because I love you. Yes, he does. We know it when we voted him in. Yes, exactly, Grun. So the FBI, let's talk about them. Let's see what they're about. Pussies. It was still ongoing as of April 25th. They interviewed nearly 1,000 people and analyzed Crook's phone and devices. They believe he acted alone with no co-conspirators identified, which I'm going to stop there because as I said, some of this information is as of April 2025. If you listen to recent, as of last week, there's talks of there was another person involved in this. There were some explosive found. There were some things like that.
Really?
Yes. So what we're reading right now, we also have to look into what we're going to find out upon further investigation. This is one of the most fumbled investigations handled. But we'll try our best. Like I said, they believed he acted alone. Searches spanned political figures across parties, frustrating efforts to pin down a simple ideology. A congressional task force led by Representative Mike Kelly issued a final report in December 2024, calling the attempt preventable and citing inadequate Secret Service planning and communication with local law enforcement. Trump returned to Butler October 5th, 2024 for a rally at the same site, joined by Elon Musk and Corey's family. He framed it as a unifying event, honoring victims and pushing his campaign narrative. Security was visibly tighter, with Trump now speaking behind protective glass at outdoor events. Sean Curran, an agent who protected Trump that day, was named Secret Service Director by Trump in January 2025, a move some saw as rewarding loyalty rather than addressing failure.
I mean, okay, but that's how Trump is, though. Loyalty is his thing.
Very true.
It's what he values. It's something they should all fucking value in being a politician, but a lot of them are cheap scumbags that are ditty touchers, and yeah. So that's the way the world works, and a lot of them are corrupt, but unlike Trump, he's not like that, and he values loyalty.
Very true.
And
okay,
something they should value more.
Viking. You remember how you were getting podcasty?
Yeah.
You ready to get into the parents?
Yes, please. I've been dying to know about this since you mentioned it to me a while ago. Like, I want to know more about them because I believe they work for one of these agencies. So yeah,
okay.
I like this is the part where I'm leaning into that. I think the kid had training to be able to shoot an AR-15, which is a 5.56 round, and make it travel 400 feet like that 8 times with a fucking red dot.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking skill.
Yeah.
Right? Megamind had fucking skill. That's what he stored up there. Was all the fucking information of to designate that shot. It's on that big ass fucking forehead of his. Okay.
Yeah. Some would say water, but Viking says it's information. He's got information up there.
Was it a boil? What the fuck?
It could be. Pop? I don't know. All I know is this.
Knowing that our great countries is being looked at by the window lickers brings me great comfort. Join Viking, Storm, Luna, and Joshua Joseph for all the truth. Everyone says it. Conspiracy at Sea is exactly what America needs.
Thank you, President. I am so glad that this isn't giving you trauma, and you're willing to stop in and just say some good things to us. That's always welcome.
Dope.
It is fucking dope. I love it, Viking. All right, so let's dive into these parental units that raised this little
Shut up,
monster.
Grud.
And Grun's asking how much did that cost? Free. He knows that we're out here trying to save America. So yeah, Grun, maybe get some cool friends like us.
Yeah.
So
Fucking petty pitcher.
whoa. I don't know about that.
Is that
Luna.
what Joseph gave him? Holy
Jeez.
fuck, man.
Well,
Look
And I
at
will
you
say-
go, Joseph. Look at you go.
CNN's orange tint gives it an orange flavor. So Thomas Crook.
Did you see the Cheeto dust meme of JD Vance painting Trump with Cheeto dust?
Yeah, that was
Cheeto
pretty epic. And I don't know if you've seen it, but JD he liked one of them when they put it out there.
It was the one of him pointing at Leonardo DiCaprio with the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood fucking meme. He reposted it.
It's fantastic. He's a fun guy. All right, so let's dive into this.
Oh, indeed,
So-
invisible.
Yeah, it is. That's the trick I do here. That's what keeps them thinking that maybe I'm an op. So Thomas Crooks, 20-year-old shooter, he was raised in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, a suburb about 50 miles south of Butler. His parents, Matthew Brian Cooks and Mary Elizabeth Cooks, are both licensed professional counselors in Pennsylvania. Matthew, age 53, holds a master's degree and has worked as care manager at Community Behavioral Health, while Mary, 54, is also registered with the state as a counselor. They lived in a modest single-story brick home on Milford Drive since at least 1998, when they purchased it for $118,000. Public records show Matthew is a registered libertarian voter, while Mary is a registered Democrat. Though there's no evidence their political leanings directly influenced their son's actions. No evidence of that.
Weird.
In the lead up to the July 13th incident, the parents' involvement or lack thereof has been a focal point. Hours before the shooting, they called local police to report Thomas missing, expressing concern for his well-being after he'd been taking his father's AR-15 style rifle and claiming he was going to a shooting range. Matthew had legally purchased the weapon in 2013 and had previously allowed Thomas to use it for target practice, so he didn't suspect anything unusual. This call suggests they were unaware of his plans, though the FBI were still investigating what they might have known and when. Thomas had requested the day off from his job at the nursing home, telling colleagues he'd return the next day, further indicating he kept his intentions hidden. Okay.
Okay.
So
Hold
let's
the
not-
fuck on. Hold
yeah,
on.
let's
on.
hold up on this.
I
one.
want to dive into one thing in particular. There is that the fact that a libertarian and a Democrat are together, and that they have an AR-15 with a red dot.
Well,
Hold
some-
on, that screams a lot of fucking red flags. I'm sorry. People like that get together are anti-gun. It's a proven thing.
Well, yeah. I
And a
want to say
libertarian
yes.
of all people.
Look, I want to say yes with you on that one. But if they
That's
are
the one that I'm scratching my head of all things of this.
if they're older Democrats though, and they
Yeah.
but it's a gray area.
But
it's
how
real-
old
I
is
see it.
What I want to know those, you know what? I didn't think about how old is this AR-15? How long has he had it? Is that in any
Since
of the
the
facts
dad
you got?
purchased it in 2013.
Oh,
So the dad had it in 2013.
okay. So
that-
it's not too old.
No, but a lot of
This was Obama era then.
libertarians, they believe in being able to hold your guns.
Yeah, I could see from back then.
So we can go on that route with them. So if we're going on that route, here's where I get a little weirded out, because we get told that they called 911 and they were like, hey, you know, something's going on. But then later down in that, it says that this wasn't unusual. So if it wasn't unusual for him to take that gun and go for target practice, why would you call 911?
Yeah,
at
why
this
were
time?
they so weirded out? Like,
See, that's what
this
makes
seemed like a
me.
normal thing. Like, you're okay with it. Like, you told him before, yeah, you can go target practice anytime you want. And you seemed okay with it. So why was this such an issue if you knew the gun was missing? If you think your son is missing, wouldn't you immediately go look for the one thing that could possibly end his life?
Hmm.
Like, wouldn't you go searching for that immediately and freak out and be like, "Oh my god, he may have taken it"?
We got Luna
Wouldn't you
chiming.
warn, the police about that?
Well, okay. Here, let's keep that thought. Bring in Luna's comment here. So Luna is saying the dad, he owned multiple firearms.
Holy
ATF
shit.
records confirm 20 plus guns tied to the household, including the DPMS AR-15 sold to Thomas for $500, legal under Pennsylvania law, described as reserved. He hunted, aligning his gun culture roots. Okay,
Okay,
there we go.
as I remember though, this was a shitty AR-15 too, though. The $500 AR-15, holy shit, that is trash.
Well, no,
I
that's
don't know
what.
I don't know how much it was back in the day, but like,
hold on, because that's what the dad sold it to Thomas. We don't know what the
okay.
dad bought. We don't know how much the dad bought it for. We just know what he
So
sold
did
it.
he immediately, like, the dad bought it and then immediately turn around and sold it to him for 500?
I don't think so. Because he
'Cause-
bought it in 2013.
Okay, did the dad buy it then?
The dad bought it in 2013.
Okay,
Sold
alright.
it to Thomas.
Oh yeah, because
later.
Thomas wouldn't even be fucking old enough to. Sorry.
But then again, with what Luna just told us with the selling of it, then why would it be suspicious if he took it? See, right there, that tells me that 911 call was a plant.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't reported that he had the gun with him.
This is so stupid.
So, right?
Yeah. I wasn't calling you stupid. I was calling
No,
you
I know. The whole thing's fucking stupid.
So, okay, let's get back into it. After the attack, Matthew and Mary have largely stayed out of the public eye. On July 13th, law enforcement descended on their home, and by the next morning, a bomb squad was present, investigating suspicious devices linked to Thomas. The parents cooperated with the FBI, who searched the house, interviewed them extensively. By late August 2024, they retained high-profile Pittsburgh attorneys John Quinn and Matthew Logue from Quinn personal injury cases. This move raised eyebrows. Former President Trump himself questioned it during a September 2024 rally, asking how could they afford such legal representation, fueling speculation about their role of knowledge through no evidence of compliance has surfaced. Though no evidence of compliance has surfaced. The FBI's probe, now nearly 9 months in, has interviewed over 1,000 people and examined Thomas's devices, but no clear motive has emerged, and his parents haven't been charged or publicly implicated. Some former classmates described Thomas as a quiet loner, bullied at the Bethel Park High School, where he graduated in 2022. But his parents' profession as counselors add an ironic twist. Experts in behavioral health raising a son who committed such an act. Neighbors at Bethel Park, like Andrew Blanco, noted that the family kept to themselves, rarely seen outside, while Councilman Dan Gritspeak, who met them while canvassing, called them pleasant but unremarkable.
Oh, so they were boring.
They say they were boring. Let's dive a little more into this, because here's where I come from. When reports were first issued about what they found in the house, it was issued that the house was scrubbed like a professional.
That's what. Yeah, I remember you saying. That's why I thought they had some involvement with like CIA or something.
Well, my dear friend,
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. Like they had like some involvement.
You're not far off. Look at their profession. They're counselors for a state.
Like what kind of counselors? Like do you mean like lawyers or?
No, they were
or like a guidance counselor thing, or
like behavioral counselors. So like they teach people how to handle situations emotionally, like an adult. So I mean, I know we can say that, well, a good majority of preacher daughters are very experimental, things like that. So could you say in a majority of counselor kids don't follow what their parents preach? Maybe. But like I was saying, the first reports were, it was professional, like professionally scrubbed. So that means that there was limited to no silverware. There was it wasn't like a lived-in home. It's almost like a staged home to sell, something like that. And then there was what reports at the very beginning that his they couldn't access any of his hard drives, any of his information, any of that stuff. Luna's chiming in our private chat because, well, fans, you got to pay the extra money to see what we talk about over here. It's almost like they trained him or hypnotized him as an assassin. I wonder if the kid was a pawn. Did they support or hate Trump? Well, that is a good question, Luna. And we can go back into what me and Viking were talking about with their political alignment, which the dad was a libertarian, and the mother was she was a Democrat, right, Viking? That's what we found.
Yeah. So do you think then they were extremists then about it?
Define extremist.
Well, extremist is usually
for your point of view.
Like they heavily encouraged it to be against Trump and be all for like Obama, Biden, like that side of things. And of course, fucking hyena bitch,
Kamala.
Yeah, that a twat.
Mm-hmm.
To be, for them, so they could have been extremists about it and be heavily implemented that, orange man bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, and you also have to go into the media at the time. I mean, you had Maxine Waters going out on television and telling people to get into Trump supporters' face, cause a scene, make yourself known. This is what breaks my heart these days, because I was somebody who grew up in the 90s and I was seeing the world that was being created in front of me, and I absolutely loved it. There was so much happening. And then we grew into what we have now. And it seems like people are willing, if they even just disagree with you on what to put on a hamburger, are willing to harm you physically. And it's getting to a point to where it's like at work, I don't even say my opinions anymore on things. my thinking when it comes to like weather and type shit like that. I think a lot of
Yeah,
it is
you're total
man-made.
fucking conspiracy theorist about it.
I do. And you know what, Viking, what I appreciate about you is you've never made me feel dumb about it. You've always just let me talk and then you give your opinion. Well, I
Yeah.
had somebody who was of an upper in my business and they brought me in front of some other people who were very, very high up in our company. And he made me look like a fucking idiot. He called me a crackhead, all this stuff. So like, I don't even talk
Are
about
you
my opinions
crackhead,
anymore.
aren't you?
No, I've
pretty
only done
close.
crack once. It wasn't that cool.
It's not that
Um,
great.
yeah, it was lame actually. I was like,
Speed's a lot better.
yeah, I'm a downer, and I love the hallucinogens. Yeah, that's where you got me.
Yeah.
We got Luna chiming in with a personal theory. I mean, I wish we had a tip jar set up right now. Oh, hold on. That was freaky. Okay, so I'm going to go into
Oh.
this real quick. Let me just. So Luna's chiming in. Also, my personal theory is they planned the whole thing. Used the kid, planted the computer searches, minus the porn. Yeah, you're probably right about that, Luna.
Bro, I read that. I'm trying not to die over here. I
Yeah.
mute. I'm laughing so fucking hard.
Well, it was weird because when I was talking, I looked down and I got that iPhone 16 and my phone was glowing. So that means AI was listening into what
Oh, that's
I
fucking
had
weird.
saying.
Hey, you want to know what's funny? Okay, I'm gonna say right now because hey, well, knock on wood, I guess over here. But fucking every time we do this podcast, what happens, Joseph? At least once.
Oh, at least once it
At least
usually glitches
once.
out.
And we were talking about that right before during the intro. I was like, I wonder if it's gonna happen. I
Yeah,
wonder. And that's the closest so far.
that is the closest so far. So
Yeah.
hopefully it just stays there.
I mean,
Hopefully that's it.
and you know what's funny though is you think about it, they've been minor each time, like minor than the one previously each time down to each show. They've been less and less of a threat.
I agree with you. Yeah, I've been noticing that. I think we're coming out of the seas, the choppiness of it, and I think they're like, oh, these guys are nothing more than a couple of rascals just talking.
Right?
Okay, so Luna and Viking, do we want to know if there's any connection outside of the commercial between Thomas and BlackRock?
Wait, what? If there's any what
If
connection?
there's any connection outside of the commercial that links Thomas to BlackRock?
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay, so as of, and this is one of the last times that they released information of it, as of April 5th, 2025, they say there is no credible evidence linking Thomas Crooks to BlackRock beyond his brief incidental appearance in a 2022 advertisement film at the Bethel Park High School. So they're saying that BlackRock, the kooky BlackRock company, they decided they were going to do a commercial at this school. And incidentally, old Thomas Crooks just happened to appear in this commercial. Incidentally.
Yeah.
So
old Megamind was right there on the screen.
So we had Megamind on the screen. Now let me ask you, Viking, follow me down my my rabbit hole here.
I'll fall down your poop hole. Come on.
Okay, so let's just say I was running a organization that had connections into the FBI, in which I could, maybe look into certain databases, and maybe I can find certain tests, maybe certain evaluations, and then I could pinpoint maybe I could use this person. Maybe I can find somebody I can push a little further, somebody who might buy into it. We have heard many times of extremists being found through things like the dark web, the 4chans, the 8chans. What's that one that they use? I'm drawing a blank. Reddit.
Yeah.
They, where in which some people were kind of goaded into saying that they would be willing to join a plot to take
You
down
know what's
such and
funny?
such. Yes, go ahead.
My Reddit is always it's anti-Trump, and I don't. But my YouTube is pro-Trump all the time. And that's the weird thing. I guess it's because I'm not as pro-Trump on Reddit because I don't give a fuck so much about it. I use Reddit to fuck around.
Now
And
that's probably what it is.
find weird shit that I'm trying to find forums on a lot. So because there's a lot of information out there that I need.
I get that on X too. I get a lot of anti-Trump stuff, and then like when I go on Facebook and stuff like that, I get pro-Trump because
Yep.
on X I don't really
YouTube
post
and
about it.
Facebook.
Really, I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
weird.
that's the two I use the most. Well, I don't really use Facebook. I spend very. You can ask Luna. I maybe go on Facebook once a month, maybe. Like
Yeah,
maybe. I if I go on Facebook, it's to scroll through videos. I don't do TikTok because I don't fucking like TikTok and I don't like Twitter and I have YouTube. So that's about it. I scroll through videos and then I don't really call that being on Facebook because Facebook used to be a social app. Now it's just a fucking media app. So,
true. That's
and
what
Instagram's the same way.
you get most of my engagement out of Facebook by videos like this and things like that. It's not mostly
Yep.
what I post. Okay. So here's the commercial connection. Okay. So Crooks, he was a senior at Bethel Park High School in 2022, appeared fleetingly in a BlackRock ad titled AP and Honors Economics. The 30-second spot featured Brian DiLallo, an economics teacher and a football coach, discussing retirement planning with Crooks and other students as unpaid background extras. BlackRock confirmed this was filmed at the school, and Crooks had no speaking role or direct involvement with the company. After July 13th, 2024, as assassinations attempt, BlackRock pulled the ad, condemned the act, and provided the footage to the authorities, emphasizing Crooks was neither employed nor compensated by them. So, there's a lot of
So I want to bring up something about speaking of social media stuff. What was he looking at, in the prior days before the assassination?
he was
What was
looking
his
up,
shit, searches and whatnot? And that's what I want to know.
they were saying his most of his searches weeks leading up to the event were political searches on both candidates and some different spots in which Trump rallies were going to be at.
Seeing that, I know we talked about extremist thing, but that's kind of an extremist thing.
That is. It's also, think about what even Trump mentioned, the high-powered lawyers that they obtained. He said, how can you afford that? Look who I'm talking about right now.
But I'm thinking too with the cultist extremist thing is because look how fast he made a decision supposedly about, I gotta take this man out within weeks. Because the whole this kid being so anti-Trump that he was gonna risk his life to and theirs was so fast. It didn't seem because most people that go to this extreme thing of I'm going to assassinate somebody, it takes time. It's not an instant thing all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what you expect, isn't wouldn't be an instant thing.
Uh,
So yeah, and this was within weeks or not even months. It seemed that he was so anti-Trump that he was going to do this act.
all right. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just reading what Luna just popped into
Oh, I see
our
it now
chat.
too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just Before we get to that, that's what I'm thinking is it was so fast that he was just going to do this, you know, life-ending decision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also have to go back to that time, and there was so many. Even today, the idea that they're calling him worse than Hitler, they're saying these things like that. Do you understand when you use terminology like that with somebody who has never done a thing like Hitler did?
Right.
Is so demeaning. It's like it takes away from like you're basically weakening the power that we know that moment in history had. And why would you weaken that power like that? To that, whatever happened back then in World War II and led up to all those deaths and things like that are horrible. The the
Mhm.
the things that happened way back with uh shit, I'm drawing a blank on their names, but I'll jump forward and go into what Stalin did, what those guys did. Like
Or Fidel Castro, or
yeah, you don't understand when you say that a guy who you just disagree with politically is like those guys, you're demeaning it and you're allowing for future things to happen. That's what's happening because you've made it to where it's meaningless. So
right.
future people will be like, well, it wasn't that big of a thing. uh let's hit what Luna was saying. So she answered what more of his searches, and it was encrypted apps, assassination history, and bomb. He was looking up bombs. Um, and the FBI found 2 homemade explosive devices in the crook's car. Remote detonation with a transmitter on him, plus 1 at home. Christopher Wray testified that the bombs receivers were off, unlikely to work, but ex post from July 2024 speculate that their sophistication hints at outside help. Sure. See, searches from 2019 to 2024, how to make a bomb from fertilizer, and 6 aliases driven chemical purchases shown long-term prep per FBI briefings. See, and then Luna finds that. And they were telling us earlier, in which what we were talking about with Thomas, that none of the stuff that they found after that was like dangerous. What the fuck do you mean it's
Oh
not
fuck, you
dangerous?
not find that
2
dangerous?
bombs. He's looking up how to make all these other. It's not dangerous. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, he registered for this Trump rally? Oh no, he's not a threat. He
No,
wasn't
not a
on our
threat.
radar previously. No, not at all.
Not a threat. Okay, so do we want to dive a little more into BlackRock, or do we want to go into the next thing I have for Thomas is, let me see, did that even go in? On the building of the building that Thomas was shooting from.
I don't know what else is there about really BlackRock there's to talk about.
Oh, you
I mean, there is. I mean, there is actually. I know this is this shooter, but there's the second shooter for that attempted to assassinate Trump on the golf course, who was also seen in BlackRock ads.
Yeah, there is. Well, okay. Do you want to go into that? Because if we go into that, let me hit some key points about BlackRock and who they are,
Go ahead.
and then you can dive into that. Does that work?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay. So let's get into the BlackRock for a minute, fans. So first off, this is a breakdown of BlackRock's history. So the giant awakens. Listen, let's dive into BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. $11.5 trillion under its belt as of 2025. How did this titan start, and what wild turns has it taken? Okay, so in the beginning, 1988, Larry Fink and 7 partners launched BlackRock under Blackstone Group, a private equity firm that focused on risk management, not world domination yet. Fun fact, Fink's
What
team.
the fuck? Hold on. What? Wait. World domination? What
Hey,
the
man.
fuck? What? You know what they sound like? Is the American version of the East Trading Company or East India Trading Company? That's
know
what
what?
it is. Yeah.
I wish I had a shock device when you get too podcasty.
Sorry.
Yes, they do sound like them because I think you're right with that.
Do you do this to me because I told you about Monsters Inc. being that fucking celebrity shit?
Yeah, and ever since you said that, now I'm getting flooded with that theory. So thank you. That's really awesome.
I feel like this is always payback for this or that one.
All right, Viking. So here's a fun fact. Fink's team pioneered mortgage-backed securities at First Boston. That's the DNA BlackRock started with. Crunching numbers to tame financial chaos. So in 1994, through 1994 into 1999, by 1994, BlackRock they split up from Blackstone, striking out solo. They're still small potatoes with only 53 billion in assets by 1999, but they go public that year at $14 a share. This is where the hustle kicks in. Organic growth plus smart buys start rocking the deck. In the 2000s, so 2006, BlackRock merges with Merrill Lynch Investment Managers, nearly doubling its size to $1 trillion. Then in 2009, they snag Barclays Global Investors for $13.5 billion, grabbing iShares, ETFs, and hitting $2.7 trillion. In 2008 in the 2008 financial crisis, BlackRock thrives, advising the U.S. Treasury on toxic assets. They're not just players; they're the cleaning crew. So in the modern era, 2010s to now, fast forward to 2014, they're at $4 trillion. This is the biggest asset manager globally. Today, they are at 11.5 trillion with 70 offices in 30 countries. They've got Aladdin, their tech platform, tracking portfolio for Wall Street giants, and they're pushing ESGs, environmental social governance, through with no pushback. So they're making legislations go through for environmental, social, and governance with nobody even batting an eye.
Right. So I'm actually curious about something. So I made kind of a connection. They're a trader and whatnot, so they would have to deal with a lot of, entrepreneurs and whatnot.
Yep.
Mark Cuban is famously against Trump.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Do you think he could have had some dude BlackRock?
I mean, there could be. They do they do the type of work that he's in.
Yeah,
They help out those businesses.
I know that one's a curveball, but I was just thinking about that.
No, I mean it's a good question because I mean it raises the brain to think on that because I mean he most definitely could. Why anybody of that stature with business could. I mean, why wouldn't you want to with a company that's almost guaranteed to make you money?
Right.
You know, you want to know some of their surprising investments?
Mm.
So here's a fun one. BlackRock bet big on vaccine makers like Pfizer during COVID.
Wow.
Assets soared past 10 trillion by 2021. As the shots rolled out, surprise, they cash in while others panic. Classic Fink move. So the founder of it, they're kind of sticking to how he made the money, betting on crisis. So there was some backlash in 2022 and through 2023. BlackRock went all in with ESGs, but states like Texas and Florida yanked billions, calling it woke investing. A green dream turned into a political hot potato. So they also, despite ESG hype, BlackRock still a top fossil fuel investor. So they're they're claiming that they're going out there and setting up these environmental companies and things like that.
Oh,
And then
So-
they're one of the top fossil fuel investors.
that's not
I
a
love
fucking.
shit like that.
What is
I
that
might-
called? I can't remember the fucking word for it right now. I
Well,
mean, it's hypocritical, is what it is. But
exactly. Yes. Yes.
but I just made another connection too. Remember how they're who is it? Nancy Pelosi, her husband is the that stock trader and everything,
Yeah.
and that's how they got rich. Is off of the medical stuff and everything, and so did what's his name? Benny, Benny, was his
Bernie
name?
Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Yeah, he got rich off of the medical shit. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, were they trading through BlackRock?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
No, 100%. That
And
you can't tell
Pfizer
me.
got rich, and look who they got rich off of, was the medical stuff.
Yeah, first off,
That was the coup.
Nancy Pelosi is no fucking stock market
I
genius.
fucking hate that cunt.
And if anybody fucking thinks that, you're a fucking dummy.
She's a
Her
fucking
husband
retard.
is also no stock market genius. Yeah, they set up with this company, and this company makes money. That's all this company does. I mean, that's what their goal is, to make money. How they do it, they invest in crisis. Does that Luna's chiming in. So BlackRock could be a co-conspirator funding COVID.
Oh, absolutely, they were.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you go the right direction. Absolutely. Yes, honey. You
Yeah,
are.
that is a great direction to go to because they invested in a lot of things. And plus when you look at it, COVID was developed way before its release. They
Oh
were
yeah, it
working
was
on
man-made.
different-
So
Yeah. And you go into Fauci and things like that. But like when you get
I'm
into
so glad his pardon is going to be fucking voided.
yeah, let's hope it does because we need to bring some type of normalcy. We need to bring some type of moment.
Well,
to
it goes
where-
back to what, 2014, 2016 is his fucking pardon
2014.
does. Yeah. So, and they found that very suspicious, and the judges immediately fucking said no.
Yeah,
Or
well,
Trump said no.
it gets to a point though where you have to ask yourself how much
You
insanity.
got to fucking bond your Twitch.
Well, yeah, I see that. How much insanity you're willing to put up with, And to me, honestly, I don't want to put up with too much more. I want to have a moment where we can just where we can all collectively as a population go, maybe we don't need insanity all the time, but you never know. Hopefully a normalcy will come back on, where we can all agree that some shit sucks and some shit doesn't. We don't need giant corporations like BlackRock telling us, or actually pushing legislation through that's no good for anybody. Did I lose you, Viking?
I thought I was unmuted. Whoops.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong. My bad. Fucking
I started to think maybe I was just here talking to myself this whole time.
no, you're not fucking wrong.
All right, so let's dive into this building. Oh no, let's dive into what you were saying with the second shooter.
Yeah. With the HKS.
Okay, so all right. So did you have
I
any
only know so much information about it, but
did you have any information of what you do know though?
that he was on the golf course, snuck on it. He's been arrested multiple times. He's been a rioter, many at Trump rallies, and he's been arrested, like I said, many times. He has weapons somehow, and he's supposed to be a felon.
Okay.
And just a lot of different situations were weird.
All right. Let me pull that up. Okay, so on this date, a man identified as Ryan Wesley Roth, age 58, was apprehended after being spotted with a rifle near the golf course where former President Donald Trump was playing. Secret Service agents noticed that the barrel of the SKS-style semi-automatic rifle protruding from shrubbery along the course perimeter, approximately 300 to 500 yards from Trump. An agent fired at Roth, and who then fled the scene in a black Nissan SUV. He was later captured in Martin County, about 40 miles away, after a witness provided a photo of his vehicle and license plate. Items recovered at the scene included a rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks, a GoPro camera, a bag of food. Suggested he had been camped out there for nearly 12 hours prior to detection. Roth has been charged with federal gun crimes, including possession of a firearm with a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Prosecutors have indicated that they may pursue additional charges, such as attempted assassination of a potential candidate based on evidence like a letter he allegedly wrote referencing an assassination attempt on Trump.
Yep, he did.
He did not fire his weapon, and Trump was unharmed thanks to Secret Service swift response. Roth's motives remain unclear, though his online activity shows a mix of political sentiments, including past support for Trump in 2016, and that later soured alongside strong advocacy for Ukraine. This was the second apparent assassination attempt that Trump within 2 months, following an earlier incident in Butler, which we're discussing. But yeah, that's
Man, this dude's such a fucking left wing fucking Democrat libertarian bitch. He would do whatever Kamala Harris told him to do. If she told him to butt fuck himself with a glass dildo, glass shard dildo, he fucking would. Okay?
oh, Mr. Hands. Don't look that up, kids. That is not something you need to ever look up unless you are willing to destroy
You want to see a
every.
jar disappear?
No, you don't. Trust me, kids.
Fuck
Not a fun
yeah.
time. Not a fun time. But if
He
you're
would fucking
depraved,
do it though, man.
well, you know,
God, what a
you're
fucking beta cuck bitch.
you're not that far off, because here's the thing. Libertarians, I think that is the newest one that is getting taken over by people who don't believe in the actual libertarian movement. The actual libertarian movement is just absolutely the least amount of government you could possibly ever have, and leave me the fuck alone. That's the base of it. Now, when you get into what you want your taxes and your things to do, that's where you can figure out if you're Democrat or Republican. But I really think that too many people have gotten in the way that are louder than the actual base of all of these places, because the extremists on all ends of the spectrum are the most insane people you'll ever meet. I feel that you agree with me on that one, Viking.
Oh, I do.
Because even
they are extremists of Democrats.
Yeah, even on our side,
Yeah,
those extremists are
crazy.
wackadoo. It's like,
Dude.
yeah, it's like, whoa, maybe not.
I'd rather talk to fucking Bubba J down the road that looks like he hasn't slept for fucking 30 days, high on crack, and probably butt fucked a cow or some shit. I'd rather talk to that motherfucker than I would a fucking libertarian, bro.
Really?
Fuck yeah, bro. Those libertarians are fucking retarded. As my cat comes in meowing, she agrees. The former fucking TNT women's champion, or still is actually.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Viking, where libertarians? Are you associating them with liberals?
I don't remember.
I think you might, because I think
am.
Libertarians are like Tim Pool, guys like that.
I don't know who Tim Pool is right now.
Fans, we have officially lost Viking.
I'm so fucking high.
He is on another planet. Okay, Viking, let's get into this real quick then.
But yeah, I met liberals. They're fucking retarded.
Yes. I thought you did. I just had to I had to get us there. I had to get us on the same ship. And
they're fucking morons. I hate them to the 10th fucking degree.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Well, before you completely go into outer space,
I'm just saying they're on the same fucking level as pedophiles. I mean, they ain't far off because most of them are pedophiles, anyways.
Well, we do find quite a bit of them over in that pool. So here's some interesting things about the building that Thomas was on.
Fuck you, Luna.
So Butler, Pennsylvania is a part of the AGR International Complex, specifically identifying as the American Glass Research Building. Here's a detailed breakdown of what we need to know about it. So the AGR building is located 607 North Main Street, Butler, Pennsylvania. And this is on the farm showgrounds that we were speaking of. About 400 feet, roughly 130 yards north of the stage where Trump was speaking. It's a low-rise industrial-style structure with a sloped roof, part of a cluster of buildings owned by AGR International, a company specialized in glass container testing and quality control equipment since 1920s. The specific building Crooks climbed onto is often referred to as Building 6 in investigation reports. It's positioned just outside the Secret Service designated security perimeter for the rally, a critical detail in the ensuing fallout or ensuing.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
You said it was only that was the distance that they had the security detail up to. They were
Mhm.
allowed. It's a former president and the Republican candidate for presidency. You don't have fucking his security detail up to a mile, and he's
Well,
in such an open area. There's plenty of space that a sniper could shoot him at from a quarter mile away.
I agree with you. Here's here's the thing though. If you're in an open field, Viking, why didn't the lead of this go out there, stand in the field and go, "You see what I see? This is the perimeter. Anything that you can see is the perimeter." Why?
Like
It,
that doesn't make any fucking sense. And he is so close that they don't see him. But they said that they seen him climbing up on the fucking ladder to the roof. This that the SWAT or CIA seen it or sheriff or whatever. I think it was a sheriff. And that people were pointing out that he said to the police that he was
Dude.
climbing up on the fucking roof. People were telling them.
as soon as they interviewed people in the crowd, they were saying, they were calling to the police, "There's a guy up there with a gun. Go
Yeah.
get him." And everybody's
Like,
going,
what the fuck?
What do you
There's
mean?"
so much. What did you put the most retarded fucking people up there? Did they
Well,
go
what?
full dirt to dirt? Fuck.
This might
Because I mean, you got that, and then you got the fact that he got 8 shots off, and that they took it so long to shoot the rifle out of his hands, and then it took another 10 seconds for the CIA to shoot him. That's so much fucking time in between this whole entire situation.
very true. You're 100. You're on the nose with it, man.
Like, how incompetent are these fucking shooters?
Well, let's see, because now we're going into the security of this building. So the building's role exposed significant security lapses. A Beaver County SWAT team, including the sniper Gregory Nicol, was stationed inside the AGR building on the second floor.
Dude, you know what the security was? It was like Trump staying up there behind fucking cardboard and having a fucking RPG launched at him. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's what this fucking security detail was.
So yeah,
You hope that cardboard will fucking just protect you.
They were under him. He was on top of the roof, in which they were in the building on the second floor of this building. So the shooter, yeah, that sniper I just talked about, Gregory Nicol, and another.
So wait, what was the 5-foot ladder for? Oh, that's right, because it was on the previous roof. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So these guys, they spotted Crooks.
And they just thought, "Oh, hey kid, yeah, keep up climbing up that ladder. Yeah, go on." Like,
so
they seen him.
So
it's okay. What the fuck?
They spotted Crooks acting suspicious earlier, lurking with a backpack and rangefinder, but lost sight of him between 6:02 and 6:08. By 6:08, dash cam footage captured him on the roof, and rally goers began shouting about his presence just before he opened fire at 6:11. The SWAT team narrowed the field of vision from inside, meant that they couldn't monitor the roof itself, a flaw compounded by the lack of external patrol around the complex. So
hold on, they couldn't monitor themselves. They were literally right there and seen the kid going up on a ladder and literally just waved to him while they just watched it. The sniper team watched him do it from inside the building. They were just like, yeah, keep on going up above us. It's okay.
Well,
They couldn't monitor it. They were fucking there. What the fuck?
they couldn't see him because of the roof, Viking. You have to give them the credit. Yes, yes,
I
Luna.
can't even think it through that one. Fuck you.
Yes, Luna.
God damn.
They did put the sniper in the building because it was too hot. It was just too hot that day. There was already over 100 heat-related emergencies. Why would you have these snipers out there on hot tin roofs?
Fucking retards.
Yeah. So that's uh
Oh my god.
that's pretty much where we're at. They go into the ownership of this building. It's AGR International, a private company headquartered in Butler since 1938, owns the building. Its CEO, Robert Coden, confirmed Crooks had no affiliation with the company beyond exploiting its roof. Online conspiracies falsely claim BlackRock and the investment giant owned the building due to Crook's appearance in 2022. Now, let me go into that because I didn't mean to say it like that, but I do know about this because I was one of those
What
people
the fuck
online.
did you just say, Luna? Hold on.
I was one of those people online who were also using this. I don't care. Use a fucking tent or stick. A cold
Use a
pack
fucking
down
tent or stick a cold pack down their pants.
Okay, well, I guess that could happen.
You know what I realize with this podcast? The more we do it, the more I fucking hate people, and the more they piss me off. With
Well,
stupidity of shit of certain groups.
Well, yeah, because when you break it down like this, you have to look at all of this stuff. And with them saying that they falsely claim that BlackRock owned that building, that's not what we were saying. We were saying that that building and that company itself was linked to BlackRock. That's what we were saying. We weren't saying that they
The
owned
building he
the
was
building.
on.
Yes, that AGR International, we were saying is linked with BlackRock, but they were saying that the online community was saying that that BlackRock owned just that specific building, and that's how Thomas was able to get up there because of the association with the commercial. So
bizarre, man, just fucking bizarre. So many coincidences.
Yeah, I mean,
so much stupidity of
it
our
is.
fucking the people that are supposed to protect the people against this shit.
Yeah. So
God, I feel so fucking like I don't know. I don't know what the fucking word is for that, but it's not good.
Well, the very last point of all of this, the fallout from this specific thing, this building, the Secret Service pointed fingers at local cops, but the task force said it was their call. A building left unguarded became a national scandal, and that's very true because your local cops are there to be going through the crowds, making sure things like that.
Yeah.
Your Secret Service and them are protecting your president, and your snipers are up on roofs, making sure nobody is sniping.
Because the CIA and Secret Service should be protecting on the roofs, while local PD should be on the ground.
Yes.
Because local PD would know the area best.
And they would know some of the people there.
Exactly.
So,
you fucking morons. Again, back to fucking the whole it's so much stupidity thing. Every time we do this fucking show, there's something fucking stupid about it. And this is it. This is the fucking moment. There's so much stupidity with the fucking security. It's the dumbest shit I can't wrap my head around. I've been thinking about that 8 fucking shots in a 10-second window to find this kid and fucking shoot him.
No, you're 100% right, man.
God, it's so fucking stupid.
But I think I think that's what my goal is when I break down things like this, to kind of show that we're not sitting here saying that this side did it, that side did it. We are literally breaking down exactly what they do in this. What happened from
You
this point to
fucking
that
retarded.
point. And just because there's some stupidity in there doesn't make me and Viking
No.
responsible for them. We are just pointing it out and letting
There's a
it see.
plethora of stupidity all over this motherfucker. Like, it jizzed on that like King Kong fucking nutting all over it, man. Fuck, bro.
Wow, that was a graphic explanation, but I like it. I like it.
It's fucking true, bro. It's covered in fucking stupidity.
I mean, yeah, and we, me and
God.
you, we give our opinions. We let people know what we're thinking, but
Is it possible for stupid people to make you feel retarded?
yes, that is
I'm getting for this, man. I feel retarded now. Fucking more than usual, but fuck. I'm pretty retarded, but I feel retarded more than usual now.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
fuck.
I mean, you sit around and when we break it out like this, go back in time, and this is how we were treated.
Woo, yeah. Woo, he's smart. You go, yeah, let me show you another one. Tinfoil hat.
I mean, we were called crazy
What?
conspiracy people. We were called stupid and like, oh yeah, you know what you're talking about. And a majority of what we pointed out in this investigation is all shit I was saying when it fucking happened. You know, this you got to pay attention to what is happening out there. There is no way the kid that they're trying to make you believe that this Crooks kid is capable of doing this. Now, who the Crooks kid actually was, now you got me looking into it. Now you got me believing,
Right.
Because
Him, his family, and all this other shit, and it's just,
exactly.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
all such a coincidence that all this shit lines up perfectly to take a shot at Trump.
and isn't it weird how all of the same players are in the same fucking weird shit that
This
happens?
is some born identity shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it
And to-
reminds me of.
And to think that they were willing, whoever was involved in this, they were willing to show a assassination on television.
Right? That's the fucking extreme thing about it. Like, yes, Orange Man bad, Orange Man die.
Is
So
there
that's literally what it was.
is there anything else we need to hit on this?
I say we wrap this up and go another fucking episode into this because we still got more shit to cover on this because it's a good. There's a lot to go over. The more you talk about it, the more you think about it.
Yes.
Like, we didn't even go ADHD this fucking episode. We kind of kept it rolling the whole fucking thing about this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think this will be definitely one that we pick back up when it's my next subject. Because we're gonna dive into well, let's just tell them. Oh, Luna must have said something.
Read what she fucking said.
We came. I wish I could show the crowd this. If Luna's telling us we came in, we can name it Retards at Large Part 2. We definitely can. We will definitely do that too because
we will. Okay. What's are we on for next Saturday? What's next Saturday?
I don't have anything going.
What
if
is
we
next
do,
I don't think it's the 12th. Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, we can do we're doing Great Lakes Legends of the Great Lakes.
we already
Part
did
two.
that one. Are we
No,
doing
part
part 2?
Because we still got other things to cover about it.
What else do
That's
we
what
got
we
to? Well, it's your
we
subject.
agreed on part 2. Yeah, we said last time we're gonna do part 2 because you had more about that black dog and
I did.
Yeah,
I'll
you
have
said
to
there
go
was one
back in my
coming, right?
notes and check that out.
And Luna still had hers to do, and I still had one to do.
All right. Well, we'll definitely hit that back up and go into that. So we'll be back at the Great Lakes for the next one. And then the one after that, we'll be diving back into this because we still have to cover the fact that CNN only covered one rally, and it happened to be this one. And then there's a little more we can get into with BlackRock, and maybe this might have been a public ritual. Who knows? We might go into, did Trump have anything to do with his own assassination attempt? That will be
That's
on part
fucking
2
weird.
of Retards at Large, part 2, or Biden. You are correct, Luna. But yeah, there are conspiracies that this is a
And then we might have Biden of the show next time, guys. Well, not next time, but in 2 weeks. Wait, in 2 weeks is WrestleMania. We won't be there here in WrestleMania.
no.
Sorry, y'all.
We definitely will not.
It's WrestleMania weekend. I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, and I have that whole week. I am on too many podcasts and to be able to play around with conspiracy theories.
Yep.
So, all right, Viking Luna, as always, thank you. Do you guys have anything you want to highlight of anybody out there doing anything, or
No, we got nothing going on.
they got nothing, fans? So go out there and
Check out your local wrestling shows. Actually, there is some. I think at the end of the month there's going to be midget wrestling. We might go to that.
that could be fun. That
Yeah.
could be a fun time.
Me and Luna might go to that. So we're thinking about it.
Join the Secret Service and do better. Okay, well,
Yeah,
I guess-
that's a good one. We didn't even talk this whole episode. Just realized that.
yeah, she didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
been
didn't
the
have
young.
anything to really talk about. We didn't have to her to chime in. Kind of kept the ball rolling really good this time.
Well, she did tell me this was her thoughts.
But if your attitude or your idea is that the population's going to get smarter, healthier, and more adept at problem solving, you're on fucking crack.
And that's straight from Luna. She just said,
Yep.
you know, she was just letting us know what her favorite comedian Tim Dillon has to say on the subjects that really matter to her. And I don't blame her.
That's fucked up. That's why they didn't want Trump to build a wall, because they have to raise their own fucking kids. That's fucked up.
That freaking Joey, man.
Uncle Joey. Uncle Joey is always with us, and we love him.
Wait, though, wasn't the Tom Dillon guy the one that does the your dad's gay or whatever? Fucking the one with the sunglasses. You sure my son gay? Is
You
that what
turned
it
my-
is?
You turned my son
Your
gay.
pussy killed my son.
Yeah, him. I couldn't remember what the fuck it was.
Yeah, that's Tim Dillon. He's one of the best out there, one of the best to do it. That honestly, that is my favorite drop of ours. Is that one? I just for some reason,
I was joking. I'm kind of retarded.
for some reason, I just love it. I do.
I love Alex Jones. That one's my favorite.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of retarded. In that,
Fucking
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
And
Oh, shit.
that's the fun that we have on this show, friends. Fans out there, if you enjoy this, give us some likes, give us some love out there. We enjoy doing this. Me, Luna, and Viking all get together.
My favorite part though about is the funniest part about that one is Joe's reaction though.
Yeah.
That's the funniest
dude.
part about it. It's
Go
not the
back-
fact that he says it. It's Joe's reaction is the funniest part about the whole bit.
If you go back and you rewatch that episode, Joe laughs for like 3 minutes straight from him saying that. And it's a fantastic one. I enjoy that one very much. So fans though, if you enjoy me and what I do and the chaos that we create right here, I do some other things. I do some wrestling content. Every Monday, I go live with my favorite guys on the planet. It is Grunmeister, the blue-eyed villain, and Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin himself. We get together and we talk Monday Night Raw, and we have a blast doing it. You guys do too, because we see the amounts of you that jump into our chats every Monday, and we thoroughly love it. It is 3 subjects. I bring one to the table, and we talk about it in a general sense. And then my co-hosts, they take over and they talk about whatever they want to talk about. You can still talk about it, but they may not pay attention because they're kind of divas and they go on rolls. It's a whole thing. Join in 7 p.m. on Mondays and you can see what I'm talking about. Outside of that, I do Thursday nights. Yes, it's moved. Thursday nights, it's ECW watch along time with me and the Alakan House. And me and him, we go back in time and we watch ECW. We're watching ECW wrestling right now, and it's a banger. There's so many things happening. We just watched Rhino beat up an old lucha wrestler that you might love. Ever heard of him? Super Crazy. It was a fun match and it was a great one. So come watch that with us. That is on Thursdays at 5 p.m. On top of that, I'm part of the Sunday House Party. Come join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. where we get wild and we talk about in your house shit. We talk about wrestling stuff. Everything that happened in that past week, we talk about it and we want you to talk about it. That's the In Your House House Party, and that's on Sundays at 12. So come join us, come have some fun, and come be a part of what we're doing here at In Your House and here at Window Lickers, because we're all under one umbrella, and that umbrella includes Luna and Viking, and this conspiracy shows that is Conspiracy at Seas, and we just had some fun. So stay and listen to the song that Luna created for the show. It's our show ender, and we will catch you on the next one.
In the dark, fearsome secrets lurking like a shark. Joshua, Joseph, Viking storm so wild. Luna brings the truth with a devilish smile. Conspiracy at sea, nightmares come alive. Window lickers sail under moonlit sky. Mysteries unfold in the tempest roar. Truths untold echo from the shore. Tales of dread and woe, lies unravel, wind begins to blow. Joshua speaks, Vikings mighty call. Luna reveals the darkest tales of all. Bound by madness, sail through the abyss. Voices whispering, something's amiss. The storm where shadows fall. Window lickers know what lies unknown. From the shore, blackened waters under ghostly veil, fear and power Joseph at the helm.